Hello there, very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studio here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Let's start off with a look at the headlines.
Train operations on the main tracks delayed after freight container crashed into the Kalupalama railway bridge in Paliagoda. Special bus service from today for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Deportations resume from Greece to Turkey. Sunil Narayan's bowling action cleared by International Cricket Council ahead of Indian Premier League.
Well, the National Transport Commission stated that a special bus service will commence today for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year and will run until the 25th of this month. The President of the Commission, MAP Hemachandra, stated that about 6,000 buses are scheduled to travel from Colombo to outstation areas. He also added that additional bus services will be made available on the highways as well. The Lanka Private Bus Owners Association convened a media briefing in Colombo yesterday.
Taking a look at this year in comparison to last year, it appears that this year has been a relatively less busy year than last year. Even though there were additional bus services last year, we were unable to operate the additional buses assigned successfully. The National Transport Commission has permitted us to operate additional buses from tomorrow. We need to mention that the National Transport Commission has two different ways of treating the private bus owners. We see a massive problem with regard to this in the backdrop of a government of good governance. There seems to be various regulations being imposed.
Meanwhile, when inquired from the chairman of the Transport Commission, MAP Hemachandra, he said that buses operating in each province come under the Provincial Transport Authority. Thereby, Hemachandra went on to note that the relevant bus services will be implemented after holding discussions with the officers of the Provincial Transport Authority. Meanwhile, an event to welcome the outgoing Inspector General of Police N.K. Lanka, who will retire on the 11th of this month, was held at the Ministry of Defence this morning.
A special guard of honor was accorded to the outgoing IGP this morning. The Inspector General of Police N.K. Lanka officially announced about his retirement to the President yesterday. He will officially retire on the 11th of this month.
Assistant Director of the Department of Fisheries Lal De Silva said that the 99 Indian fishermen who were under Sri Lankan custody have been released in the course of yesterday and the day before. They were arrested off the coast of Puttalam, Manna and Jaffna for breaching the maritime boundary. The director said that they had also made a request from the Indian government to release the 9 Sri Lankan fishermen under custody of the Indian Coast Guard in Chennai. The final rites of the late mother of Minister of Power and Renewable Energy, Ranjit Semalapitia, is set to take place at the crematorium in the Hiovita tomorrow.
The remains are currently placed at the residence in Vandala, Karunala. Born in 1933, Rajapaksa Pattu Mudiyansalage Kusumavati Manike was a mother of 3. She was 83 years old at the time of her demise.
Now moving back to one of our headline-making local stories, the Department of Railways announced that operations on the main railway line will be restored to normalcy by this evening. Operations on the main tracks were disrupted after a freight container crashed onto the Kalupalama railway bridge in Paliagoda last night. However, it was reported the passengers were severely inconvenienced as a result of this.
A freight container had crashed into the Kalupalama railway bridge at around 12:05 last night. The overhead bridge was damaged as a result. Thereafter, train operations from Hunupitiya to Orugodawata on the main line was restricted to a single track. Several office trains plying towards Colombo Fort were delayed as a result of this situation this morning, with commuters being severely inconvenienced. We got onto the train from Jala, but until we came here, we did not know that there was such a traffic. If we were informed about this accident which took place last night, we would have used the bus. We obtained the season ticket and get to our workplace, but due to this, we are severely inconvenienced. I believe that necessary precaution should be taken because this is an important location. We are highly inconvenienced owing to this situation. On Sunday, 3 accidents were reported at the very place when 2 freight containers and a heavy vehicle got stuck near the overhead bridge. The maximum weight of the vehicles that can travel under the bridge is 3.5 meters, and it is depicted on the signboards on either side of the road. The General Manager of Railways BAP Arya Ratna went on to note that such accidents take place due to the sheer negligence of drivers. The railway line was torn down by 2 feet. Therefore, we lost 2 railway lines for travel. Therefore, the 3rd railway line was used for travel. Therefore, the travel along the main railway line was disrupted as a result. We have on a number of occasions requested that heavy vehicles should refrain from travelling along this road. The police department and the road development authority were informed with this regard. A gazette notification was also issued in this regard. We have lodged a complaint with the Paligada police, and the driver is known to have fled the area. We will formulate a report detailing the inconvenience caused to the people, and legal action will be taken thereafter.
Well, that's a wrap of Lunchtime News. Remember to stay ahead. You need to stay close to News First. For that, you simply need to log on to our website, www.newsfirst.lk. And if you want to keep a close tab of all the stories that were followed here, you can follow our Twitter handle at newsfirst_en. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Have a great day.